My name is Norman Teague. I'm a designer and associate professor at UIC School of Design. 3 adjectives that describe my practice. I would say ambitious, transformative, and I think engaging. So I'm working on a few different pieces, but I'm showing off the work that they've done, which was an exploration in making stools or chairs by Enzo Mari. And then there was a great deal of research done around the Wall of Respect in our fall semester. The additional pieces really celebrate Tilden as a high school that's, I would say, in somewhat overseen, I won't say neglected, but definitely overseen by the city at large, because it's got a very low population. And if there's any ways in which we can expose the good teaching, the amazing principal that's there, that's always going above and beyond to really give the most to the students that are populating Tilden right now. And so I'm looking at how to celebrate Tilden as Virgil Abloh might have celebrated branding and this sort of luxury. And so we're trying to really think about how to emphasize Tilden, expand on letting the city get to know Tilden, to teach a craft class, a class that's really focused on engaging students in these skill sets that require them to use their hands and their minds and their creative expressions. Classrooms can be a little hindering to the learning experience. And so I think for us, a lot of what we wanted to do was get the kids out of the classroom, introduce them to some design studios. And so the fact that we couldn't get, permission to take the students out of the classroom and go out to meet with some design studios across the city was probably the number one challenge, because I think that kind of exposure is sometimes difficult to bring into the classroom. And I think that we have such a city that's filled and surrounded with good design, good architecture. So I think we were sort of restricted to the classroom, which brought about, some challenges in really getting them to see like what the design field had to offer, or what the architecture field had to offer. I think a big part of the push is introducing them to secondary means of college or secondary means of education, which is that college level. And so really trying to incorporate, again, these field trips and things of that nature that might allow them to understand what's next, and how to really consider or take the field a little more seriously as they start to think about where they're going to go next with high school, after high school. Yeah, I think a lot of it was really allowing them the room to be creative in the classroom, to really start projects that they were really attached to, was a huge part of it. I think the success of building a chair of their own was a major commitment, first of all, but also I think it was a big achievement for them. And therefore they took it quite serious when they, once they got started and they quite understood the project quite well. It was nice to see them commit to like, all right, this is my piece. I'm gonna finish it, and then I'm gonna personalize it as well. And so I think that giving them that freedom was a sort of a big shift in the class. Young people have a different way of looking at our practices, which is really kind of cool. It's a very innocent way, but also I think once they get a clear understanding on it, I think there's a different approach from the way young people decide to think about design or photography, or, I really feel like it becomes an escape or an outlet for them, which we don't have enough of. I think we're showing young people a new and exciting way to have a say, to be able to tell their narrative in their own way. It's key that we continue to sort of share this and give them that exposure as early as possible. I think that young people going through what we just went through as far as COVID, as well as, protests and Black Lives Matter, students are sort of crying out for new directions to be able to voice those expressions. And I think that what CPS Lives is doing is it really allows a really up close take on like how and which ways their art really becomes meaningful. Your words and your works and your creative endeavors are really important to a particular time. And I think that if we don't tell our story, someone else will. And a lot of the work that I'm doing for this expo, I'm literally having fun, which is sometimes not the case in all like professional projects. And so in this particular group of works, I'm really looking at ways in which I can celebrate Tilden and sort of have fun with materiality and use these pieces of material to help me tell a story that's, sometimes my stories are a little, they work in a level of sort of defense as a man of color growing up in Chicago on the South Side. But these are pieces that I'm really kind of just going with the flow with, utilizing materials to do fun things. They may say something to some people, they may not, they may just sit as beauty, but I think that's what art can do. Art has the right to do that. Just like I think a writer uses words to express themselves, I am now using material. Some found material, some made material, etc. Express a level of fun. I'm learning that, kids need kids need this. Like I'm learning that what CPS Lives is doing is really making a difference in introducing young people to professional artists that are working in the field that really care about sort of, their interests and their expressions. I think it's a very sensitive way to bring back the arts, but also hold on to the arts in a lot of ways. The fact that young people get to have a one-on-one conversation or an in-depth moment with a professional artist who cares about their practice is really a key movement. And I think it's a very subtle way to not shove the arts down a child's throat, but really find fun and exciting ways to keep the arts within high school. Definitely Monique Maloche Gallery. I also enjoy the work that Kavi Gupta brings, Hyde Park Art Center, of course. So yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing all these cats. And then it's always great to see the international galleries that come up. And so, I think Chicago Expo brings such a great variety of artists and designers and the booths themselves, just looking how they're curated is really, really exciting. So a big thanks to Dr. Ramos, the principal over at Tilden, and assistant principal Sean Smith, who were essential members of making this happen. And I look forward to continuously working with them to continue this pilot to permanency program at Tilden Tech alongside CPS Lives. So thank you so much, CPS Lives, for all that you have done and set up and arranged and put together all these collaborations. So thanks again. Looking forward to our summer program.